Well, thanks for visiting us this morning at arklatexhomepage.com. I'm meteorologist Josh Marces, and this is your Thursday morning forecast update. Quite the pattern change for us today, as it is going to be a pretty interesting weather day for us. We do have some serious wind in the forecast today, as we do have this area of low pressure, which is kind of driving yesterday's cold front further and further away from us. But what it is going to do is pull in this very breezy west and northwest wind today that may keep some cloud cover passing overhead. So bottom line here, it is going to be windy and much cooler. In fact, chilly temperatures today once that wind starts to kick in here. You can see there is a little bit of rain trying to move in north of Interstate 30. A lot of dry air incoming, so I've pretty much left the rain out of the forecast today, but it's completely possible we could see just a quick rain shower across the northern Arklatex this morning. You'll step outside, it's much cooler. We're in the 50s as well as the low 60s, and the lake wind advisory today from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. includes majority of the Arklatex here, so it's not recommended you take the boat out today and do any fishing or anything like that, as we are going to have some moderate to heavy wave action out there on some of the waterways today. So the winds, again, you'll step out this morning, you'll feel a little bit of a breeze, but we're expecting the winds will ramp up each hour of the day here. So you can see the breeze is starting to pick up in Longview and Mount Pleasant, about a 15 to 20 mile per hour wind there. And looking at the sustained winds today, sustained winds will probably be about 20 to 25 miles per hour this afternoon. And what we're looking at is wind gusts. So this would be the period of time, maybe about a minute, that we would have the wind gusts as we go through the afternoon, likely in that 30 to 40 mile per hour range. In fact, you see about 4 p.m. today, a lot of the wind gusts in northern Arklatex will likely be in that 30 to 40 mile per hour range. And just to give you a point of reference here, I think the highest wind gusts we saw with the thunderstorms yesterday in the Shreveport area was 37 miles per hour. And if you were driving around town after the storms, there were a lot of tree limbs, tree branches that were covering some of the roads and some of your yards. But if we get 30 to 40 mile per hour winds today, even without the presence of thunderstorms, you can definitely see some tree and power line damage on a day like today. So that is something we'll have to look out for. Make sure your things in the backyard are kind of tied down or staked down today, and make sure you're not parking under any big trees today, as I expect this will be enough wind to kind of snap some tree limbs, especially as we go through the afternoon. It is going to stay breezy tonight and another windy day tomorrow, but the wind should come back down as we head into the weekend. So your high temperatures today, 50s north of I-30, the rest of us in the mid 60s, and with that breezy wind, it is going to feel fairly chilly today. So I would recommend grabbing a jacket or a sweater before you leave the house. You can see maybe Futurecast trying to bring some rain in north of Interstate 20 today, but the other thing that's going to keep it feeling a little cooler is, you can see, it's going to be quite a bit of cloud cover today. So at times it may be partly to mostly cloudy, and in fact, at times it may be overcast as well. So the rain chance pretty low for us, but without the sunshine out there to kind of give us some warmth, it is going to feel fairly chilly as well. And you can see maybe a little more sun coming back for us tomorrow, but Friday expected to stay a pretty cool day as well. 40s and 50s tonight, so it is going to be a chilly night, and your highs tomorrow, one more day probably in the low to mid 60s, and then we hit the weekend and we have some just perfect weather for you. The cool mornings will be with us, but just the pleasant afternoons, that will be in the 70s. We'll keep it really nice through Monday, and then our next chance of seeing some rain showers will move back in towards the middle of next week.